Hello friends, Teen Stories Matter is delighted to have Miss Kamini Singh with us today as a story reader. Kamini has been a book designer and illustrator, and she has been doing book designing and making cover for children's book over 2 decades. She's worked with illustrious publications like India Today, Prism, Amrit Bharti and Scholastics. Welcome Kamini for the story reading session.
Thank you, Indu. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and your team. I'm looking forward to reading a story to the children.
So, being an illustrator, what do you think, being a designer, an artist, what is the role of illustrations in a children's book? How important is it? And what kind of edge does it give to a story?
You would have noticed the difference between little children's books and study books of older classes, which have really no drawings or anything fringes to it. That the reason why is that when a child looks at a book, the colors and the illustrations in the pages is what really attracts the child first, and then the story comes up. So we hope as illustrators and designers, we hope to fire that imagination in a child through these illustrations.
So I think as you have to have a like you have to have a sync with the author, and like you have to understand their thought process. So, do you think stories play an important role in our child's upbringing and bonding or conveying values? So, what role do stories play in a child's life?
You're right, Indu. Stories are very important. Even in olden days, you would have noticed there were no books then, but stories were still being told for a reason. And the reason was that most of the values and morals were passed on to the little children through these stories, grandmother's stories, aunts telling stories. And now it's become like a very, very serious business. So we have books, which I'm in that business, as you know. And the values and the morals that we try to teach, like friendships and honesty and consistency in work, these are important values that we impart in stories. Panchatantra kathas, all these had little, at the end of the story, there's always a moral there.
Takeaway.
Takeaways. So stories definitely are important. And I always feel that if you tell a story to a child, you actually educate entire country.
Absolutely, very well said. Kamini, I have heard a lot about your yoga. You have been practicing yoga from years now, and you've been a yoga instructor. So tell us more about yoga and how it can, add value to children's life. And as an educator, as a story reader, what lesson would you like to give through yoga?
It's important, and once again, it's a topic, or it's a part of people's lives, which one would think has become mundane because you're just supposed to be doing yoga today. But I would say I'm trying to bring yoga into children's lives because we want to, rather I want to, catch them early, so to say, so that they can, get that stillness in them. We see children running around, doing exercises, rolling, which we can't do, of course, on the grass, or, the stamina that they show. So the physical aspect of yoga is not really important at this age, but what I would like to bring to a child is the stability, the shant, the quietness in a child,
Concentration,
which enhances the concentration, the creativity in the child. Only when the mind is still can it work in these directions, where you can think of something creative, and who knows, when your mind is still, a little child today can be a Newton tomorrow, and he could be sitting on Mars and telling stories to his children.
Absolutely. Very well said. And as we can see, a beautiful garden in the background, a lot of hard work has gone into it. I would like to know a little more about the garden because she's the one who's maintaining this beautiful garden blooming with flowers. I wish I could give you a 360-degree view of the garden. We'll try that. And let me ask, what is it? Who motivates her a lot? I'm sure she's a very creative person that we've already emphasized. But let's know more about flowers.
Indu, I've always felt that we as human beings are an extension of nature.
Absolutely.
Everything alive is an extension of nature. And therefore, I see myself in all of these things here, the flowers. There is a special connection with them. And to tell you a secret, I know a lot about my flowers. In fact, there's a saying over here which says, talk to the plants because they understand. And on some other platform, Indu, we could share some interesting stories about my flowers and my plants.
We can't cover it all in one because there is a lot she has to share, and without taking much time, I'll request Kamini to go ahead with our story of the day, and over to Kamini for story reading.
Hello children, I have a book here. It's called The 7 Habits of Happy Kids. We've already read 2 stories from this book, and today I'm going to read the 3rd one for you. The story is called Pokey the Porcupine and His Spelling Test. One Monday, Pokey sat in class watching Miss Hoot write 6 words on the blackboard. Play, fun, have, for, you, drum. These words will be on Friday's spelling test, said Miss Hoot. Be sure you study every night and then you'll spell these words just right. After school, Pokey went home and took a nap. Ding dong! Someone was at the door. It was Sammy. Hi, Pokey, said Sammy. Do you want to go to the dump and look for some gadgets? Pokey knew he should study, but going to the dump sounded like so much more fun. Sure, said Pokey. When they got there, Pokey saw an old drum. He thumped at it lightly. Dum dum, dum dum dum. Awesome, said Pokey. He carried the drum home and he played it for the rest of the afternoon. On Tuesday, Lily Skunk and Tagalong Allie stopped by Pokey's house. Allie and I just made some chocolate chip cookies. They're so yummy, said Lily. Wanna try some? Said Allie. What? Said Pokey. Do you wanna try some? Said Lily. I have to study for my spelling test, said Pokey. But I guess I can do this later. So off he went to Lily's house. When Pokey got back, he played his drum. Dum 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 dum. Then he played his harmonica. And then he fell asleep. On Wednesday afternoon, Pokey went on a butterfly hunt with Goob. And on Thursday, he took a bicycle ride with Jumper. When he got home, he remembered that spelling test. It was the next day, and he hadn't studied even one word. He took out his spelling cards and he taped them to the wall. Play, fun, have, for, you, and drum. These were the words he had to learn. Pokey tried to write them down, but the letters swam in front of him like a fish. There were just too many words to learn in just one night. The more Pokey tried to memorize them, the more confused he got, and he finally gave up and went to sleep. Now the next day, Pokey failed the test. He spelled every word wrong except for drum. What happened? Asked Miss Hoot. Didn't you study? I know you could have done better. I kept finding other things to do, said Pokey. Sophie was standing nearby. You shouldn't procrastinate, she said. Huh? Said Pokey. I mean, you should have put first things first, said Sophie. Done your homework first and then had fun later. Miss Hoot agreed. She told Pokey he could take the test again next Friday. And this time, don't wing it, Pokey, she said. Pokey went home. He looked at his new drum. Dum 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 dum, he heard in his head. He looked at his spelling cards and all the words written on it. Ding dong, someone was at the door. It was Sophie. I came to help you study, she said. They worked for a whole hour without stopping once. Ding dong went the bell again. Now someone else was at the door. It was Jumper. Wanna play baseball? He asked. Can't, Jumper, said Pokey. I'm studying. You're what? Studying, said Pokey. Oh, that's cool, said Jumper. Catch you another time. And off he ran. Pokey studied a little bit each day. And on Friday, he took the test again. Fur and feathers, said Miss Hoot. You got a perfect score. Pokey's quills poked out all over. He wanted to thank Sophie. He went home and got his drum. And he took it to her house and left it with a note. It said, for you, play the drum and have fun. Love, Pokey.
So I saw Kamini really enjoyed reading the book. Let's hear it from her. What is it that children can take away from the story?
Indu, it was a very interesting story. And yes, the biggest takeaway is procrastination. Children just don't procrastinate, which is don't put off what you can do right now for a later time. Because like little drops make an ocean, if you procrastinate, you make a horrible, scary mountain out of your work.
Like I've seen during school time, children keep, delaying their assignments till Friday. So on Friday, they will see they'll have 5 things to do, 5 homeworks. They're piling up together. There are other little things right from the beginning that parents can inculcate, like keeping their room clean, making their bag ready for the next day, and other things. Would you like to add some more?
Yeah, it's important for parents to inculcate this habit right from when the day begins, by making their beds, putting their shoes in their places, making sure their uniforms are ironed and what they require in the whole day. These are little things, but when you start that habit young, it stays with them and they will never ever perspire to do work which piles up.
Thank you so much for being with us. It was pleasure having you. We'll continue having our guests like this, and maybe Kamini reads another story for us. Thank you. Keep watching. This is Indu Poonj signing off.